What's up YouTube, it's ZapdosTCG here, and in this video I'll be showing you what tech cards are. Tech cards are usually basic Pokemon or stage 1 Pokemon that you put in your deck to use only against a certain deck in our current format. So other than that, they're pretty much useless in your deck, but if you have the spots to just put in one or two of these cards, you can simply match your weakness or something. So we have 3 categories. I categorized them myself. We have the 2 energy based ones, that's what I call them, because they only need 2 energies, an energy, a colorless energy and an energy that matches their type. So it's easy to use them because you can use rainbow energies to power these up. And if you have energy acceleration in your deck, like if you're using Typhlosion Prime or Electric, these will be incredibly helpful because you can set them up in one turn. And yeah, what do these cards actually do? Well, they can knock out a Pokemon if you're having trouble against going for the weakness and then knock them out in one blow. That's what these cards are made for. So Victini can knock out metal Pokemon if you're having trouble with metal, if metal is your weakness. If you're using a deck like Beartech or something, or Kyurem, you might want to consider running one Victini with a rainbow energy, because if your bench is full you can deal 100 damage and you're a fire Pokemon and you're a basic, so it's easy to set up and stuff like that. So let's say you're up against Cobalion or stuff like that, and you're just having so much trouble knocking it out. It has special metal energies or EV Light and stuff, and it's just so hard to knock it out. Then you just set up one Victini, attach a rainbow, attach a regular energy, and then knock him out if your bench is full. That's the condition for his attack, to knock out or to deal 100 damage. So you can knock out all metal Pokemon that way, even Durant. If you're having trouble with Durant, you might want to consider running one Victini as well. That is if your Pokemon have a retreat cost of 1 or lower, because if your Pokemon are having a lot of retreat costs, like 2 or 3, then it will never work, because they will simply capture your big Pokemon if your bench is full and stuff like that. So you have to have a retreat cost of 1 or lower. That's what I said before. So Victini, a really good card. And then one of my favorites, Cryogonal, which I use in my own Magnezone Electric deck, and it really helped me out at tournaments. Can knock out fighting Pokemon really easy. So, imagine yourself if you're up against Downfall with Magnezone Electric and you're pretty much screwed. Your Magnezone has just been knocked out by an Earthquake, and yeah, you're stuck with a Cleffa or something. Let me just explain it. So we have Cleffa on our bench, Electric without any energies, and then on our active spot is Magnezone with 1 energy, and you're up against incredible Donphan with 3 energies. Let's just say he has 3 energies. He has been building him up on the bench, and now he's active. He knocks out our Magnezone in one shot like that, and you're pretty much stuck like this. So what do? Well, you just hope for a collector or communication, or if you have a water energy in your hand, because I run 2 water energies in my version of Magnezone Electric. So imagine yourself, you have this in your hand, together with 1 Cryogonal and yeah, a bunch of cards in the discard pile like this. And let's just say you have this, you just put it on your bench, you give him a water energy, use Electric's Dino Motor, check if there is an energy in here, attach it on the same turn, retreating your Cleffa, and there we have a unique tech card in your deck just to knock out just Donphan with 3 energies and 1 blow, and he's out of there. That's why tech cards are so good. I usually only run 1 to cover my main weakness of a certain deck, but yeah, they could be used to have more tech cards in your deck, but it will just slow certain decks down. Just be careful. If you don't have any energy acceleration, they might slow you down. Also, you might start with your tech card, like if you're starting with Cryogonal, it isn't that bad, it only has 1 retreat cost, but if your tech card has a retreat cost of 4 or something, like a Terrakion, then it's a bit of a different story. You have to retreat him. If you start with him, you're simply stuck, so you have to run switch as well then. And then the second category, or we skipped Absol here. Absol can just knock out Chandelures. Chandelure has a weakness to darkness, so 1 Vicious Claw from Absol and Chandelure is knocked out. So if you're having trouble against Chandelure, maybe 1 Absol will do the trick for you. And then the second category, which are tech cards that are used only for their Poke Power. So they don't plan on attacking or anything. They have bad attacks actually, so they're only used for their Poke Power. This is kind of familiar. I used to run ZPST. So Shaman moves around energies and your entire field. You can just swap around energies on your side of the field, so it's kind of easy to use Shaman. It could be helpful if you're running Pokemon with a lot of attack cost, like 6 corners deck usually runs Shaman, just because you can save your energies and move them to another high HP basic or something, so it's really useful. Then we have a gnome here. I was going to say Blizzy, but I'll keep that for the last. A gnome cure, just it's like a full heal, but you can get him out with collector, communication and stuff like that. So if you can get out a gnome cure and place it on your bench, your active Pokemon will be healed of all the special conditions. So it's really good against Vanillix, Vileplume, or if you're up against Chandelure and you're burned and confused, just get out this Pokemon, put him on your bench just like this, and then your active Pokemon heals up completely. Like say he's asleep or something, and then yeah, you just can't attack, but then you use a gnome and he's able to attack, and bang, you're back in the game. So another attack card. I know there are many more attack cards, but I only picked 3 of each category. So then we have Blizzy Prime. This Pokemon is used in lots of decks actually. You have an Chandelure to heal off your damage, because you don't usually run many energies, so it's not a downside. Usually have to discard all energies attached to the Pokemon you heal, but since Chandelure most of the time doesn't have any energies attached to him, you can just heal him up for free. If you get out Blizzy, that is. Also, Ross's deck used to run this and stuff like that, so pretty good card that was underrated when it first came out, but it's seen some playability. And then the last category, which are weak basics. That's what I call them, the weak basics, but they're pretty useful. Here we have Mr. Mime Jr., which can deal an attack for 0 energies. Put a top card of your opponent's deck in the lost zone, so it can be used to stall, because when he's asleep he can't receive any damage due to his Pokebody, so it's a stall card, and it's usually used in decks that discard cards like Durant, for example. If you're running Durant, you should definitely try one Mr. Mime Jr., because if you don't have any energies and you still want to discard cards or put them in the lost zone, use Mr. Mime Jr. or Mime Jr. whatever. And then we have Bellsprout. I usually don't use Bellsprout because it's so weak. It only has 40 HP and it can be knocked out really easy. Even with 1 Reshiram and double colorless energy, he's knocked out. But if you're having trouble against trainer lock decks and you want to have a bit of an edge, use Bellsprout. It has an attack called what is it? Inviting Scent. Yeah, it's just like a catcher and trainer lock. It just says choose one of your opponent's bench Pokemon and replace it with its active Pokemon. So it's a catcher. It needs 1 energy though, but you can just if you're up against like Ross's deck, you can just catch out that Vileplume and then switch around your Bellsprout later on and just knock out that Vileplume, and you're back in the game because you can use item cards, and then it won't be that hard to knocking out certain cards. And that's what Bellsprout could be really playable in certain decks if you're having trouble against trainer lock. Wow, that's a lot of info here. And here's Teddiursa. Teddiursa has been not such a good card when it first came out, Call of Legends. It's just, it has an attack called Fake Tears. It only has 50 HP, but that attack is pretty good actually. It says flip a coin, and if it hits, your opponent can't play any item cards during his turn or her turn. And also any damage done to Teddiursa is reduced by 30, which is pretty good to stall and pretty good to begin your trainer lock from turn 1. So could be really playable in trainer lock decks themselves to have a bit of an edge. If you're in trainer lock from turn 1, your opponent won't be able to use rare candy or knock you out because they don't have any bless powers to use and stuff, and as well as switches, junk arms, anything is blocked from turn 1. And that's about it for the useful, what it's called, tech cards. Yeah, I almost forgot the name, that will be a shame. And here's my bottle of water, because yeah, this is probably take 3 that I'm doing with this video, because yeah, I just screwed up so many times that it wasn't even funny anymore. But yeah, 3rd time is a great time, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video and you learned a bit about tech cards. Usually I only run 1 tech card though, so you might consider, if you're having trouble against certain decks, like you always lose against that certain deck, you should try one of these tech cards out. I know there are many more tech cards, but yeah, my binder is upstairs and I'm so lazy to get it, and I'm just starting this video with the 3rd take, and yeah, I'm just trying to finish it in one completely sealed video. Like, I don't want to have take 1, take 2, take 3, take 4. Anyways, hopefully you learned a bit, and yeah, thanks all for watching. Subscribe if you want to hear more battle strategies or card strategies or stuff like that, and I'll see you all next time. Thanks for watching. Yo!